We are now joined with Bree and Brad from our 2024 APA World Champions. You're not my real mom.
You're not my real mom.
You're not my real mom. Had to let Jason say that.
Had to do it.
I know, right?
Had to do it.
How are you guys?
We're great. I mean, it's still not sitting in, but we're super happy.
Yeah, I think it doesn't feel real.
It still doesn't feel real, huh?
No.
How have things been since winning?
Crazy. I mean, I feel like we walk in places, and the first time we went to league afterwards, like the pool hall was clapping the second we walked in. It's just crazy. You almost feel like a celebrity.
Yeah, so you said that the pool hall was clapping, but like, what about the team that you played that night? I mean, like, you've got the biggest target on your backs ever now. You're the world 8-ball champions. Like, what is that like? You go back from Vegas back to local league, and now everybody, I mean, obviously everybody wants to beat you, and were your opponents that night clapping too?
No.
I think that's the first time. I remember reaching out to my league operator after, and I said to Dave, you didn't tell us about the target that this was going to put on us. I mean, every rack, everybody's like, oh, we just beat a rack of a world champion team. Like, it's crazy. So I think everybody was overall super happy for us. They put us up on the TV screens back home. We walked in. They had pictures that you guys put up, like the graphics. They hung 2 pictures of our team up.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and so, like, it was such a close match there in Vegas. You know, I actually went, before our interview here, I went back and kind of watched it. And, you know, I mean, I've been at APA 25 years, and I don't know that I've ever seen a match quite as close. I mean, almost every single matchup went hill. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just curious, like, with the arena, the environment, all that mixed in, like, how did you manage the emotions, the nerves? I mean, you know what I mean? The feeling of competing in there.
Well, you can answer it because you played.
I think it's pretty nerve-wracking. So it hit us when we hit the final, what was it, 16 teams, final 8 teams?
Yeah,
you moved us to the arena. We didn't know, so we were waiting on a match assignment. And I remember waiting in the main ballroom, and all weekend long, our team, as we passed that ballroom where the arena was, we talked about wanting to play in there. And I remember talking to the girls at the paperwork desk, and I said, it's really weird. Our match cleared a while ago, and we still don't have a table assignment. Do you know, like, where we're going to be playing so we don't miss it? And she said, we're going to be playing in the arena. And I think, like, the whole team got goosebumps, and we didn't realize how real it was. It had been a really long night of pool, so when we got in that night, I think we were all, like, really, really exhausted, but at the same time, the adrenaline rush was just insane, and being able to play that first match in there helped prepare us for the next day. We've all been playing together for a really long time, and the team's been around a long time, and we've been used to being in high-stress situations. So I don't think we were super nervous until it got down to the final table. So the quarterfinals and the semis were fine, and then I don't think I was nervous until I got up in my match, and I realized what a different environment it is to be on camera. And Canada, huge shout out to them. They had such a huge cheering section, and we lost most of ours because 9-ball had started. So, I mean, they had so many fans in the stand, and that was pretty nerve-wracking too.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine. And just doing the commentary, I'm always nervous for the players in there, and it's hard to imagine. I mean, I've played local league, and like we've been in division playoffs and played for division championships, but you know, to have to do it in that arena with you know, a couple hundred people live there in the arena, you've got, you know, maybe 1,000, a couple thousand wherever across the globe watching, the lights, the different table, you know, I mean, it's just got to be kind of an overwhelming feeling, right?
Yeah, I think the adjustment on the table was crazy too. So as a skill level 6, everyone on my team kind of always expects me to play my very best game. And I started down 2-0, and I still remember the first shot. So I took a shot, and I remember hearing Ava comment on it after. I drew the ball back, and the table was so fast and slick, I locked myself up. And I was like, wow, national, like, or you know, the huge exposure that we had and all the people watching. And my very first shot I took as a 6. I left myself no second shot, and I'm like, I look terrible. And I think in that moment, the nerves were just overwhelming. I don't think anybody realizes how much more pressure there is. I also remember you guys have the cameras kind of like on a cart or a gimbal. And I remember going down to take one of my shots. And as I get down on the shot, the guy's like, and he gets down right in front of me, and I'm like, oh my God. I actually, I can go back to the match and kind of laugh at that moment because it's so unreal. The pressure is insane, but it's so much fun at the same time. I hope everybody gets the opportunity to shoot a match like that.
Do you go back and watch it after the fact?
Yes.
Did you?
Yeah, we watched it on the plane home. We watched it that night. We thought about having a watch party at the house so that way everybody can come and watch it again. Like, we're obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's cool. And the production value of it is so good, too. I tell everybody, I think as far as amateur pool goes, I don't think anyone gets that experience. It's as close to the big name in pro pool right now is Matchroom, right? And being in that arena and with that setup, it's the closest you can get to a Matchroom setup.
Nice. Well, we appreciate that
We
feedback.
do,
That's
very
good to
much.
hear. Bree, I'm curious, you didn't get to play in the match, right? It went 4 matches deep, but had it gone to that 5th and decisive final match, I got to assume you were slated to play in that match, correct? And if so, were you relieved or were you disappointed that you didn't get a chance to play it out for the 30,000?
I think I was a little bit more relieved than actually having to play it. After seeing the first player on our team, Joseph, go, and he was saying how fast the table was rolling, and I'm just looking and I'm like, I don't want it to come down to me. If I lose it for the team, I would be devastated. And I was like, I hope I don't have to go. I knew I was going to have to play either I think a 5 or a 6, so that was a little scary, knowing that I had to play such a better player. So I was very happy that Brad won it, but I was ready if I had to play. I have been put in situations like that before. That was how we got to Vegas the one year. It came down to me. So I can handle pressure, but I don't know if I could have handled that amount of pressure. So I'm very happy that he won it for us.
You're right. I
Right.
gotcha. And so that night, after the victory, the big victory in Vegas, how did your team celebrate? What did you guys do that evening, to cap off the big win?
Slept.
I was looking for something a little,
I thought you'd be out in Vegas partying.
a little more PG-17 or whatever.
We had all these ideas about what we were going to do. I think it just got a little chaotic because half of our team had to fly out that night.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
yeah, so they were on the red eye to fly out, and we had played pool all day, so we were exhausted.
So I think we went out to dinner that night with a couple of the people that stayed on the team, and then I don't think people realize, but when you make it that deep, and this was our first time ever going anywhere close to this deep. The farthest run we've ever made in Vegas in all the years we've played has been 129, I think. So you don't realize how much pool you play there at the end and how valuable sleep is. And every night there's such little sleep, and you're trying to mix in trying to eat here or there's just not a lot of time. So I think we really celebrated a couple days after, and we're still celebrating back home. So our league operator, Dave Piotrowski, coming up the 25th of this month, he rented out a rooftop bar in Atlantic City that's like a beachfront thing, which is really cool, and he's throwing us a private party at the rooftop bar. Our local pool hall threw us a party. Our parents cooked dinner and took us out to eat, and then we're going to celebrate next month with the team together too. So we've done a ton of celebrating, but not a ton in Vegas.
Nice. Well, it sounds like
Cool.
the victory celebration is still
Yeah.
going strong up there in New Jersey. That's pretty cool.
That's super cool.
Kind of want to get in on that rooftop party,
I know,
frankly.
right?
I might
How
have
do we
to
get
make a
invited
trip
to that?
up there, yeah.
Call Dave.
Take the show on the
I
road.
need to call Dave.
Yeah.
So tell us, how you said that your team has been together for a while. How long has it been together, and how did your team get together?
So this team that won has only been together for 2 years, but we've all separately have played with each other for long periods of time.
Yeah, this is kind of like a weird mix of a bunch of teams. So I think one thing people realize in the APA pretty quickly is you want to play with all of your friends, and as you continue to play with your friends and people get better, which is the goal, you need to create more teams. So a lot of these players had started on different teams that we've had over the years, and then we've been able to like mix this team together. So like Brittany Connolly, who you guys saw play, she's our skill level 4. Brittany and I have played together since she was like 18 years old, since she was old enough to play pool. So we've been playing together for a very, very long time. Whereas Bryant, who we met through JT, we've only been playing with for 2 years. So a lot of the team has been playing together for more than 10 years. This team has only existed, though, in this format for maybe 2 years.
2, yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. And I know the team name, right? The You're Not My Real Mom is a sister team or a cousin team, however you want to say it, of another team up there for you guys, which is You're Not My Real Dad, right? Like I remember we talked about that before the match. But like, where does that name, the You're Not My Real Dad, I guess, where does that come from? Because it's kind of a unique one.
I'm going to take it, Sean Ford. So you all have, I'm sure all of us have one friend that's like the life of the party and the one that everyone wants to hang out with and spend time with. For all of us, that's Sean. And whenever we tell Sean to do something like, it's a timeout or there's a certain match time, you need to be here for the match at this time, his response is always, "You're not my real dad." So, because I'm the one who's like needs to corral Sean because no one really wants to like be the one responsible. So I think I just evolved into dad. So now like we walk into a room and everybody screams dad across the room. And then we had to beat that team in our qualifier to come out here. And we're all best friends. So it was kind of emotional when it happened. And we dedicated this team's name and this team's run to that team. And she's mom, like we all call her mom now. So it just became, "You're not my real mom." So whenever she calls timeout or tells us to be somewhere, we always remind her, "You're not my real mom."
Nice. Great story. I love that.
That is
I love
good.
that one.
Very good.
Excellent.
So I know there's a couple of couples on the team too, right?
Couples.
A couple of couples, right? Did you guys meet in APA or did you guys come in as couples on APA?
So we met playing pool, but not necessarily APA, but we did meet playing pool. I think that Britt and JT actually met
APA.
at a Montreal event. So an APA Montreal event.
Oh, cool.
I put them both on one of my teams there, and they met for the first time. There.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And then so we talk about Sean being funny and starting trouble. Sean also posted in the chat that Brian and Travis are a couple. Brian and Travis are both married. They're not a couple. That's just Sean. So, just to clarify, they're both happily married. Not each other.
Got it. Nice. So how did you guys get involved in APA in the first place?
So I got involved. My brother played in the APA. He no longer does. He's in Texas now. But about like 8 years ago, he asked me if I wanted to play, and I was like, I don't even know like how to play any pool. Like I don't even know how to hold a cue. What do you mean? And he was like, "It's okay. Like we'll teach you." So I started with that. But I've been playing for 8 years, but I feel like the last 4 years it's been like I'm very, very involved. I'm on multiple teams, and it's almost like APA has become our life.
We play a lot of APA. Yeah.
We can relate to that.
Yeah,
kind of.
we can.
Nice.
And then I think for me, I started playing pool when I was young, so I was like 14 years old, and I remember going into the pool hall, and there wasn't a juniors league by us at the time. So there's a pool hall called near us called Atlantic City Billiard Club. And back in the day, when I started playing, there used to be about like 18 or 20 teams there a night playing in-house. And I would go in and watch these teams play, and I just waited until I was 18. And as soon as I was 18, I created the worst team in the history of pool with me and a bunch of my friends that were all 18. And then as we kept playing, we got picked up by other teams. And so I've been playing since 2007.
Nice.
Excellent.
So what advice would you guys give to people looking to start playing pool or looking to join APA?
I would say you don't need to know anything about it. If you want to have fun with your friends and just have a hobby. I mean, I have traveled more since I've been in the APA than I ever did. I've gone to, Montreal, Niagara. We went to, what was it, Syracuse for the Northeast
Syracuse,
Challenge.
New York. We've been to Vegas. A bunch over the years. Yeah.
I mean, it's like doing vacations with your friends all the time. You get to see your friends at least once or twice a week, depending on how many times you play a week. But I just think it's a cool experience. You get to enjoy, if you're competitive, you get to compete and spend time with your friends. I mean, that's nothing better than that.
Yeah, I think playing with your friends is a huge part of it. And I think the other part that makes us a little different is we don't stress anyone out. So everyone is there with the same common goal. Everyone wants to win. And I think where I see teams falter a little bit is when someone loses a match or someone misses a pivotal shot and the team gets really negative. And you see teams just absolutely melt down. Just keep in mind, as I think for the captains out there, keep in mind in the back of your head that everyone on the team wants to win. So if they lose and you make fun of them for losing or torture them for losing, you're only making it worse. So we always have like next man up mentality, and the second someone loses, we say we get it out of the way, the next man picks us up. So at one point we were actually down 4-1, I think, in the final 32 teams. So it doesn't look great for the team being down 4-1, but we never gave up for a second, and we came back. And I would say just don't stress. A lot of it's about mindset.
Nice. So some great advice there, and again from your 8-ball world champion. So always good to get some advice from them. Guys, we appreciate you taking the time to join us today. I hope you guys continue to enjoy that victory lap celebration up there in New Jersey, and definitely send us some pictures of that rooftop party, because that sounds like right up my alley.
I'll live vicariously through you guys.
Petrowski's credit card. So.
Nice. Excellent.
All right, Brad and Bree, thanks so much again.
Thank you.
guys.
All right, take care.
Bye.